Yeah, man. So, it's like February 8th or 9th, 2019. So, back in 2016, there was this one day when all of this stuff first started happening, and um, I was running. All right, I had cleared out my bank account. I had a big bankroll in my pocket and two backpacks, and I was on the move. All right, and I was trying to get out of here, and I thought I could run from remote neuromonitoring, and Illuminati was trying to kill me, and I didn't know what was going on. And I knew some of the people that were involved, but I didn't even know if they were like hostages or what was going on. So I was on the run basically, and I went in this thrift store right while I was trying to get away from them, because there was this girl that worked there that I liked at the time, and I wanted to stop and say hey to her, and I was in the area, and this was up on the north side, and so I went in this thrift store, and they had this jockey helmet, right? So I was thinking, shit, I could block some stuff with this jockey helmet. So I paid $25, I think, for this velvet jockey helmet. It's real nice, but but it didn't block nothing. So um, probably a year later, I was sitting around my house, maybe near the end of, actually, it's probably 8 or 9 months later, near the end of 2016. I was sitting in my house, and I was just devastated at this situation, and I didn't know what to do. And these people were gang stalking me, and I was starting to figure out that some things were going on, and kind of how things worked. And I was still thinking that maybe I could block it. And I even went so far one time as to shock myself with a taser to try to change my frequency. Uh, didn't work. I just was shocked, and that was it. And it hurt. Um, let's see. I took this helmet and I wrapped it up in aluminum foil and I put it on my head. Well, guess what happened? They had one hell of a live stream. These gang stalkers, they had the best live stream of me looking like a retard with a helmet wrapped in tinfoil on my head. Um, I've tried the magnet headbands. I've rigged up a magnet head. I've got these magnets. They're like really strong. They're neodymium magnets, I think, and they're like the strongest magnets in the world. Some people call them earth magnets. They come inside. You can get them inside of like hard drives for computers, and that's where I used to take some hard drives apart and then get these magnets out of them. They're the strongest magnets you can get, and didn't work. None of it worked. It didn't work, and I just looked like an idiot with the magnet headband thing that I rigged up on my head. So, um, I heard about somebody that's selling magnet helmets for like $800, and shame on that person, because the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to have your $800, and if the gang stalkers stop attacking you, it's because they love to see you with a magnet helmet on your head. That's great for their live stream. If they can have somebody thinking all kinds of bizarre stuff and with a magnet helmet, going around with a magnet helmet on their head, that's perfect for their live stream, and they'll make money off of that, and they'll have a lot of people watching. It'll be a big joke and a big laugh between all of these gang stalkers. Um, Also, I used to lay in my bed, and those things that you put in your windshield of your car? These things, right? I thought, oh yeah, I got them now. I can block this stuff now. So I'm laying in my bed, covered up with one of these, like this right here. I'm laying in my bed, covered up with one of these. Um, probably had a magnet headband on, and a tinfoil wrapped jockey helmet. So maybe that'll be the thumbnail. Yeah, here's a good thumbnail for my video. Right, I'm not gonna pick it, but I bet YouTube picks that. So um, that's the kind of stuff that makes us look incredibly dumb for gang stalkers, and it doesn't work. I don't even think a Faraday cage will work. All right, this broadcast stuff is very advanced, and I've not found anyone anywhere that actually figured out how to block this stuff. And if gang stalkers stopped messing with you, it's probably because you got back with the person that was targeting you, that has you on neuromonitoring, or if not, it's because they moved on and they found somebody else, and they still have you on neuromonitoring, on remote neuromonitoring. They can do this stuff to you anytime they feel like it. They can always connect you. So even if they're not attacking you, it's not okay for them to be connected to your mind and see what you see and know what you know. All right, it's not or know what you think. All right, because they don't know what you know, they just know what you think. If you think it, then they know it. All right, if you see it, then they see it. If you close your eyes and dream it, then they can see it. They see it in their mind using a, a silly ass looking helmet thing like this that they call a broadcast, or either the floppier ones that like they're all mind control slash broadcast devices. I think they all can work both ways. It's just a setting. But the more heavier duty ones are kind of like a helmet that goes around your head, and even the floppy ones, they strap onto your head kind of like this. And the floppy ones have the little eye covers, right? But the helmet types have like the little arms that come out with the things over your eyes that emit into your mind and through your eyes. And I believe a blind person could see with that, because you're seeing in your mind. So I don't know if the visual cortex has to interpret that, but I don't think so. I think that it straight bypasses what your eyes can see. I know that they can see your dreams if you close your eyes and imagine they can see your dreams. But the thing is that you're on remote neural monitoring, all right? And you want to be on neural monitoring, not remote neural monitoring. So you want to gain possession of it, because that's what all these gang stalkers have. And hopefully you wouldn't connect to people on mind control, because once you cross over to the dark side, I don't think there's any turning back. So once you leave your body as a broadcast, I think that does something to you. I think that does something to you to leave your body as a broadcast. And they don't seem to care. All they want to do is be a broadcast, and these girls will lay there and let 10 guys just rape their body on the mind control on the broadcast device. It makes you catatonic. It's what they call it, sleep, like a sleep state. So they don't even care what happens to their body as long as they're a broadcast. And these guys are the same way. They butt raping each other and all kind of stuff. This I've heard them talking about it before, how they'll like try to put on like some jeans and a belt and then a blanket over them and all kinds of stuff when they go onto broadcast, because to try to keep their body safe. But they don't really care. I mean, ultimately they just want to broadcast, and they're all about raping each other and stuff like that. But they look kind of silly too, with these little devices on their head, laying there like a dead body, with their body being ravaged. They look pretty damn silly too. So we ain't the only ones looking silly, but it's really a bad idea to give them good live streams like that, and you're not going to be able to block it. The broadcast is on you. If they want to attack you with a tinfoil helmet on your head, or a magnet headband, or a wave shield, or whatever you want to try to use, they can still attack you. All right, and if they stop attacking you when you put it on, it's because they love you looking stupid, really. So the goal is to gain access to neural monitoring, and that's what they have. And if they can have it, so can we. Right? So can we. And they don't want us to have it because we've been targeted, because they've been doing stuff to us, because they've been broadcasting to us. Like the girl that has me on neural monitoring. She's doing orgies with 12 and 14-year-olds. Of course she doesn't want me to have that, because she broadcasted that to me, so it's on my neural monitoring. So she'll do anything she can to keep me from getting neural monitoring, because it's going to show that she's a pedophile. It's going to show that she does gangbangs. It's going to show that she's tried to have me murdered. It's going to show that they've tortured and attacked me. It's going to show everything. Right, so you want to get that neural monitoring, and the neural monitoring is online. It's online, and that's how they're accessing it. They're not in a bunker. They're not in a CIA bunker with a big switchboard, and they're not out here flying some drone with a microwave gun on it. Maybe they fly a drone sometimes. All right, I've seen Marcus the Gang Stalker flying a drone. He was flying it with his broadcast. I could see his hologram standing there, like flying the drone. Okay. These broadcasts have a lot of capabilities. They can connect to things. They can connect to things with Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. The broadcast has that capability. So they're not really doing anything with those drones. They don't need to. They can do everything with broadcast, and anything else they're doing is just to help fuel the propaganda, because they're not doing anything with drones. They can take pictures of you, they can look at you, they can get video of you without a camera, without a drone, without anything, just with a broadcast. So, all that stuff is silly to think that they're using that when they, why would you? Why would you use that? You just don't need it. We're way past anything like that. So, that's just my advice about you want to get neural monitoring and you don't want to make yourself look dumb all the time. So hopefully we can figure this out. And developers, a developer side of like Facebook and Instagram, and just developer in general, like coding and script, internet language is a good pathway. And photography is a good pathway, and maybe spectroscopy and some of these things like spectrum analyzers and different things. We need to get into the serious part of things and figure out exactly how we can get neural monitoring and stop making ourselves look like idiots trying to block something that's unblockable and helping them make money for their live streams.